Today lecture discussion. The subject topic is novel drug delivery systems, in which today we are going to discuss the detailed about nasal and pulmonary drug delivery systems. The content will be divided into two categories. For the nasal drug delivery systems, the content is anatomy of the nose, advantages and disadvantages, factors affecting nasal absorption, pathway mechanism for the drug absorption, enhancement of drug absorption, applications. The content for the pulmonary drug delivery system is anatomy of pulmonary system, delivery systems of drugs to the pulmonary, advantages of pulmonary drug delivery systems. The nasal drug delivery system is simply the route of administration and the application to the only nasal and nasal related parts, and the pulmonary drug delivery system through the nasal route or buccal route the drug reaches to lungs. See, this is the anatomical structure of both nasal drug delivery system and pulmonary drug delivery system. The left hand side, the nose, that is nasal cavity, the area of absorption up to the pharyngeal region. For the lungs, the trachea and bronchus, that is primary, secondary and tertiary bronchioles, that is composed of air sac, that is called as alveoli. So, you first understand the both anatomical aspect of nasal and lungs, that is pulmonary means lungs. Now, we can discuss one by one. First, let us start with nasal drug delivery systems. So, what is the different applications over other drug delivery system? Number of delivery systems are available. How it is important, the nasal drug delivery systems? It is attractive not because of it is better than injectable therapy, but because it is safer, no needle requires and no needle stick risk. These are the ultimate objective applications of the nasal drug delivery system. The anatomy of the nose, as earlier discussed, the nasal cavity consists of passage of a depth approximately from the nose to the pharynx is 12 to 14 centimeter. The nasal passage runs from nasal vestibule to nasopharynx. The lining is ciliated, highly vascular and rich in mucous glands. Nasal secretions are secreted by goblet cells, nasal glands. It contains sodium, potassium, calcium, albumin and enzymes like leucine, CYP450 and transaminase. These are the enzymes most commonly available in the nasal and nasal related areas. The pH of the nasal secretion is 5.5 to 6.5 in adult and 5 to 6.7 in infants. So, what are the various advantages of nasal drug delivery systems? So, let us discuss one by one. Larger nasal mucosal surface area for dose absorption. The nasal area having a large mucosal surface area for the dose absorption. Rapid drug absorption via highly vascularized mucosa. Rapid onset of action. Ease of administration, non-invasive, avoidance of the gastrointestinal tract and first pass metabolisms, improved bioavailability, lower dose and thereby reduced side effects, improved convenience and compliance to the patients, self-administration, this is very important. Suppose for injectables, we need required nursing staffs for injection. Any dosage form ultimately have some drawbacks, disadvantages. Here nasal drug delivery system, what are the major disadvantages? over the advantages. Nasal cavity provides smaller absorption surface when compared to gastrointestinal tract. It having 12 to 14 centimeter the absorption area, but comparatively with the GI tract, it having almost 650 to 700 centimeter in the GI tract. So, with this comparison, nasal cavity provides a smaller absorption surface area when compared to gastrointestinal tract. Relatively inconvenient to patients when compared to the oral drug delivery, since there is a possibility of nasal irritation. Comparatively, and that medicaments plus excipients what we are using in the formulation, the chances are there at the initial dose some irritation in the nasal route comparatively oral delivery systems. The histological toxicity of absorption enhancers. In the formulation of nasal drug delivery system, we are using the absorption enhancers for the better absorption of the drug from the dosage form. But the histological toxicity of the absorption enhancer used in the nasal drug delivery system is yet not clear established. And what are the factors affecting nasal absorption? The drug related factor, dosage form factor and other biological parameters. So, first we discuss the drug related parameters, that is the molecular weight. The nasal absorption of the drug decreases as the molecular weight of the drug increases. Simply, the molecular weight of the drug greater, the absorption will be lesser. Nasal absorption of the drug decreases as the molecular weight of the drug increases. Martin and et al. Reported a sharp decline in drug absorption having a molecular weight greater than 1000 Daltons. If the drug having a molecular weight more than 1000 Dalton, ultimately the sharp decreasing in the absorption will be reported by the Martin and et al. The second point is lipophilicity. The factors affecting nasal absorption, second one is lipophilicity. Absorption of drug through nasal route is dependent of the lipophilicity of the drug. The drug will be lipophilic in nature, the greater the chances of drug absorption. For example, alpranolol and propranolol which are highly lipophilic. Alpranolol and propranolol which are lipophilic has greater absorption than that of hydrophilic metoprolol. Both all are used for BP management, the drugs allopurinol, propranolol, metoprolol. But allopurinol and propranolol having higher lipophilic nature, so having greater chances of greater absorption. But metoprolol hydrophilic nature, so the chances of absorption is less. Next, third factor is pH of a solution. Earlier we discussed that the pH of the nasal secretion is 5.5 to 6.5 in adult. So, it is a pH play a major role in the drug absorption. The factor is pH of solution. The pH should be optimum for maximum absorption, that is the pH should be anatomical pH secretions of the nasal cavity. Non-ionized lipophilic form crosses the nasal epithelial barriers via transcellular route, and hydrophilic ionized form passes through the aqueous paracellular route. Example, decanoic acid shows maximum absorption at pH 4.5. Beyond this, it decreases a solution because more acidic or basic. That means decanoic acid having a better absorption at the pH 4.5 and very close to 4.5. Beyond this pH, it decreases the solution because of more acidic or basic. Drug concentration, that means the amount of the drug per dose or in the total container. The absorption of the drug through the nasal route is increased as the concentration is directly proportional. The more the concentration of the drug in the formulation, the more the chances of the drug get absorption. Example, one triosine shows increased absorption at high concentration in rat. Next, pathway. So, what are the different pathway for the absorption of the drug from the nasal drug delivery systems? In systemic absorption, the drug generally get diffused from epithelial cells into systemic circulation. Suppose through the nasal route, we are giving the drugs to the systemic absorption for systemic health management. Accordingly, through nasal route, the drug will be diffused from epithelial cell into systemic circulation. It is reported that nasal cavity have alternative pathway for drugs absorption through olfactory epithelium to CNS and peripheral circulation. To the CNS, epithelial olfactory epithelium is important to drug delivery to the CNS through nasal route and also peripheral circulation. The different approaches are used for absorption enhancement. The product development pharmacist should have knowledge about how we can do better absorption of the delivery system from the delivery system to the site of absorption. So, accordingly, the following approaches, different approaches used for absorption enhancement. The first simple approach is use of absorption enhancer. In the formulations, we should include the ingredient like absorption enhancers. And second approach, to increase the residence time of the dosage form in the nasal cavity. Third one, administration of the drug in the form of microspheres. The dosage form, nasal drug delivery system in the form of microspheres. Use of physiological modifying agent. Body related factors, that is pH, viscosity of the secretions. So, physiological modifying agents for the absorption. Use of absorption enhancers. So, as discussed in the previous, use of absorption enhancers work by increasing the rate at which the drug passes through the nasal mucosa. Various enhancers used are surfactants, bile salts, chelates, fatty acid, salts, phospholipids, cyclodextrins and glycols. So, different mechanisms, that is various mechanisms involved in the absorption enhancements are increased drug solubility. How the absorption get improved? By this simply solubility, decrease the mucosal viscosity, decrease in the enzymatic degradation of the drug in the mucosal secretions, increased paracellular transport and increased transcellular transport. Again, once I am discussing the various mechanisms involved in the absorption enhancements are: first one, increased drug solubility. That means the given dosage form, the drug dissolve in the secretions of the mucosal region, then only the drug get absorbed. For that, increased drug solubility, increased mucosal viscosity, more the viscous in the secretions, so more chances of the residence time, so ultimately the drug get absorbed. Decreased enzymatic degradation, so we should avoid the degradation of the drug in the enzymes present in the secretions of the nasal region. Increased paracellular transport, we should improve the paracellular and transcellular transport accordingly by using the absorption enhancers. Nasal delivery systems. In the subject novel drug delivery system, advances in the drug delivery system, nasal drug delivery system. So, up to this we are discussing the introductory part. Now, come to the product based one, nasal delivery systems or nasal drug delivery systems. They contain the drug in the liquid or powder formulations. The nasal drug delivery systems contain the drug in liquid or powder formulation delivered by a pressurized system, that is called as pressurized or pump system. So, the various drug delivery systems are used for nasal drug delivery is: number 1, liquid formulation, very simple, nasal drops, squeezed tube bottles, squeezed plastic bottles. These are used for nasal decongestant. The very common brand name is Otrivin. For nasal decongestant, the steroidal based formulation in the running nose, a decongestant, we are using the Votrine is a brand name, very familiar brand name in the OTC product. So, squeezed bottle, these are used for nasal decongestant and work by pressing a partially atomized jet of liquid into nasal cavity. And the third most important in the advanced drug delivery system is metered dose pump system. Metered dose pump. This time metered, that is the per dose how much amount of the drug to be delivered through the pumping system, that is called as metered dose pump system. They can deliver solutions, suspensions, emulsions with a predetermined volume between 25 to 200 microliters, thus offering absorption over a large area. Applications of nasal drug delivery systems. Nasal delivery of organic based pharmaceuticals. Very common, the hormonal drugs, progesterone estradiol and anginal purpose drugs, nitroglycerin, propranolol, that is a BP management drugs, propranolol, they are through nasal delivery. And very important, the research going on for the delivery of peptides and proteins through nasal route. Nasal delivery of peptides based drugs, calcitonin, secretin, albumin, insulin and glucagon. Then move on to the main heading. The second topic is pulmonary drug delivery systems. The pulmonary delivery system means the drug, the dosage form given through the nasal route and reaches to the lungs. Pulmonary means lungs. The parts from the trachea, bronchi, primary, second, tertiary and the bronchioles and the alveolar air sac. So, the dose we are given through buccal route or nasal route and reaches to the lungs for the treatment of lungs related disease, that is called as pulmonary drug delivery system. Most commonly used pulmonary drug delivery system is aerosols commonly used. Aerosols are used for the delivery of the drug by this route of absorption and administration. What is aerosol? Aerosols are defined as a pressurized dosage form containing one or more active medicaments or ingredients which upon occultation emit a fine dispersion of liquid or solid materials in a gaseous medium. There are three main types of aerosols generating devices. There are three main types of aerosol generating devices: pressurized metered dose inhalers, dry powders inhalers, nebulizers. The pressurized metered dose inhalers, in short we can say small p and MDI, that is pressurized metered dose inhalers. Drug is either dissolved or suspended in a liquid propellant together with other excipient and presented in a pressurized container fitted with a metering valve. One time we are pressuring the occutator, they deliver the predetermined dose. The predetermined dose is released as a spray and occultation of the metering valve. So, what type of containers we are using are so designed. The containers for pressurized metered dose inhalers, that is called as aerosol container, must withstand the pressure, because these are the product having high pressure gaseous propellant in which the drug will be distributed. Accordingly, the pressure of the container will be very more. So, the container must withstand the high pressure. Aerosol container must withstand the pressure at as high as 140 to 180 psi G at 130 degree Fahrenheit. The pharmaceutical aerosols are generally, most of the pharmaceutical aerosols are packed in tin plated steel, plastic coated glass, aluminum containers. Out of the three, that is a tin plated steel, plastic coated glass or aluminum containers, the aluminum is relatively inert and used uncoated where there is no chemical instability between containers and contents. Most of the pharmaceuticals, the drug delivery dispensing system is aluminum, because aluminum is relatively inert and used as it is, with that is uncoated where there is no chemical instability between containers and content. That is, the content means the drug, propellant and the other excipients using in the formulations. Alternatively, aluminum containers with an internal coating of chemically resistant organic material such as epoxy resin coating. Suppose alternatively, if you are any drugs having sensitive with the aluminum by chance, what we can do is the epoxy resin should be coated in the inner walls of the aluminum containers. That will prevent the contact between the container and the content, that is a drug and propellant. What is propellant? The propellants, these are the liquefied gases at the high pressure or low pressure. Propellants are liquefied gases like chlorofluorohydrocarbons and hydrofluoroalkenes. These are the most commonly used propellant in the pharmaceutical metered dose drug delivery system for the pulmonary purpose. These develop proper pressure within the container. The propellant, they will generate a pressure within the container. It expels the product when the valve is opened at room temperature and high pressure. At room temperature there is 25 degree around and high pressure. These are gaseous. These are gaseous, but they are readily liquefied by decreasing the temperature or increasing the pressure. And the temperature decreasing from the room temperature to below room temperature or increasing the pressure in the container, ultimately the gases, the propellant become a liquid. The vapor pressure of the mixture of propellant give the vapor pressure of the mixture of the propellant is given by Rowler's law. What is gas, types of gas, classification of gas, the property of gas, ideal gas. These are the things to be discussed by the principles that is called as Rowler's law. Next come to the part of the metered dose container is metering valves. Valve play a major role because it is predetermined the dose to be emitted per depression of the container. The metering valves, it permits the reproducible delivery of small volume of product. Every time pressing, the same amount of the drug should be delivered, that is called as reproducibility. It permits the reproducibility of the drug delivery of small volume of the product. Depression of the valve stem allows the content of the metering chamber to be discharged through the orifice in the valve stem and made available to the patient. After acquisition, the metering chamber refills with the liquid. Once we are pressing the valve, depression of the valve, after delivering the drug, again automatically the dose will be refilled in the chamber. That is called as after acquisition of the metering chamber, refills with the liquid from the bulk and is ready for dispense the next dose. Dry powders as inhalers, in the metered delivery system to the lungs, that is pulmonary area. In this system, a drug is inhaled as a cloud of fine particles, in which the drug will be inhaled a cloud of fine particles. Dry powder inhaler, DPI stands for dry powder inhalers. DPI formulations are propellant free. Here the metered dose container, we are using the propellant, hydrofluorocarbons. But here the dry powder inhalers, only the powder, dry formulations are propellant free. There is no propellant in the formulation and do not contain any excipients. They are breath activated avoiding the problems of inhalation occlusion. Occlusion coordination encoded in the pressurized meter dose inhalers. That means some issues, challenges in the occlusion or inhalation should be avoided by using the simple dry powder formulation by the simple breath activated system. Next, nebulizers. It delivers a relatively large volume of drug, solution and suspensions. Opposite to the dry powder, nebulizers deliver the large volume of solutions and suspensions. They are used for the drug that cannot be formulated in the pressurized meter dose inhalers or dry powder inhalers. There are three categories of nebulizers: jet nebulizer, ultrasonic nebulizer, vibrating mesh nebulizers. Jet nebulizers, they are also called as air jet or air blast nebulizer using compressed gas. The jet of high velocity gas is passed tangentially or coaxially through a narrow venturi nasal, typically 0.3 to 0.7 millimeter in diameter. The orifice will be designed 0.3 to 0.7 millimeter in diameter. Example, marketed product available as a nebulizer is PARI LC nebulizer. Ultrasonic nebulizer, in this the energy necessary to atomize liquid come from the piezoelectric crystal. The system itself adapted a energy generating device, piezoelectric crystal vibrating at high frequency. Vibrating mesh nebulizer. In this device, aerosols are generated by passing liquid through the vibrating mesh or plate with multiple apertures. In the device, there are multiple apertures or plates they are putting for the vibration. Advantages of nasal and pulmonary drug delivery system is smaller doses can be administered orally. Orally administering to the lungs or nasal route for the nose. Comparatively, through oral drug delivery system, the dose will be very minimal. So, ultimately reduce the potential incidence of adverse systemic effect. The drug will be more in the concentration, the more the chances of the drug adverse effect. It reduced unwanted side effects, that is called the incidence of adverse systemic effect. It used when a drug is poorly absorbed orally. For example, some drugs, the route of administration we are changing because the ability of the drug not able to absorb through oral route. Such drugs we are tried in the research, try to deliver the drug through the nasal or pulmonary route. Example, sodium chromoglycate. It is used when drug is rapidly metabolized orally. For example, some drugs are easily get metabolized through the oral route, particularly in the stomach. Stomach having a highly costal environment, that is acidic in nature. Some drugs are easily metabolized. Such drugs are delivered through the pulmonary route. So, in this today topic, we are covered the introduction of the nasal route, pulmonary route, different points related to the advantages, disadvantages, different products, different mechanisms and different systems for the delivery of the drugs to the nasal and pulmonary drug delivery systems. With this today topic, I am coming to the conclusion. Thank you for your listening. Thank you.